All right. I will open the meeting for the planning board for the town of Maynard. The date is September 9th, 2025, and the time is 7:01 PM. This meeting is being held in hybrid format, which means that members of the public, the board, or the applicant can participate here in town hall or virtually using the Zoom link that is provided on the agenda. Please note that this meeting is being recorded. Currently, all members are present except Chris Arsenault, who will be joining us shortly. And no members are online. The first thing on the agenda is minutes from July 22nd.
My only comment is, clarify why it was 4-0 vote on the first one of the evening. I'm guessing just somebody was late.
I think somebody wasn't there for that meeting, so they decided to not vote on it.
Yeah, so we should just note who did not vote.
Okay, know who did not vote?
Or who did, whatever.
For the minutes.
I'll change that. Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah,
Make a motion to approve the minutes of July 22nd as the city. Second.
all those in favor by hand? That's 4-5-0, including Mark.
You.
Next, Bill. Do you want to talk to us about the release of peer review funds for Parker Street 129?
Yes, please, board, particularly, members who haven't done this before, we have we hold bonds, which we periodically produce for surety purposes, and we hold peer review funds, which applicants give us to conduct reviews on our behalf. When accounts are closed or reviews are satisfied or the sureties have been met. In order for me to release the money back to the applicant, we have a board vote. So we haven't done it in a while or something, but you'll see it from time to time. At times, we reduce it by incremental amounts, so somebody will have maybe a $5,000 bond and we lose 1,000, whatever the case would be. In this case, these are peer review funds for an account we were offsite construction peer reviews. We've hasn't been used since 2017. It was when Maynard Crossing was doing intersection improvements, and it just has been there forever. It's relatively small, $1,557, but the board needs to approve a release of that, and I have a document, just a little release that if the board's I can just go ahead and stamp your names if you're good with it, but I would request that you release these bonds. That doesn't have anything to do with these site inspections now. They're going on basically off-site inspections. It's a different account altogether. So.
Does anyone have any questions?
So.
No.
Comments?
Sorry. So
I motion that we authorize the release of the remaining funds from the 129 Parker Street 53G account established by Maynard Crossing JV LLC. The funds are estimated to be $1,557. Second.
All those in favor by hand? That's 5, including.
okay, guys, is it all right if I stamp them for you guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and I'll get that out. We have and our, you've been on liaisons, Katie Moore, nobody knows to do if it's in the meeting tonight.
Oh, great.
Welcome, Katie. And here comes Christopher now. And so we can go, if we have a, well, Jackie just went out for a second, we can, you know, open up reopen the hearing for 1 Summer Street if you like.
Okay.
And I think that's, and the other stuff is, we just say it in order.
Okay.
If you like.
Okay, I'll reopen the public hearing for One Summer Street, continued from August 19th, 2025.
We also have, your town peer reviewer, Jim, I mentioned, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
So we have received, a couple of, updated, materials, which I forwarded to all of you. We received the architecture plans from a couple days ago. I also received, the updated engineering plans to take today. And, so whatever's your pleasure, we have Paul here and we have, Jim, so it probably would be a good place to start there if you want, unless there's, anything else the board would like to go over. You, I can pull them up, the responses and the, I actually should feel, so.
Yes, let's pull those out, if I haven't. Either.
Second. Yeah. Is the PDF easier? Paul, or the, for you guys?
Yeah, the PDF easier,
Alright, I'll let you guys
it's
see
easier
here.
to scroll through, I think.
Let me share the screen so everybody can see that. Okay. Jim, can you see that?
Yes.
Or. You saw my last.
Oh, we signed in that, we signed. Oh, watch.
Okay. Do you want me to just go through the comments?
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay. So, for the record, Paul Kirchner, Sandscape Theron. We did submit. Revised materials last week. Jim, I appreciate you turning this around so quickly. I haven't actually looked at these other than what we discussed briefly in the conservation meeting just now. But. From what I get, there's not much outstanding, but I can go through what's changed since last time in any case. We did make some changes to the pervious paver detail, just to match the manufacturer's specifications. We did dig a test pit, I forgot to provide it in the pack of revised materials, so we will provide that data.
Actually, I was like, when you're discussing, can you tell us what line you're talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're just talking about the yellows and the reds and you're talking about everything or what.
I'm gonna try to go through everything. So the first item is on the pervious paver. We showed 1.5 inch, the manufacturer says 2 inches, we adjusted the detail accordingly. Second item is the digging test pit. We did dig it, I brought finished with the data. So we will provide that. We dug 9 feet deep, it's coarse sand, there's no fill material, which is probably the most unusual thing to see in downtown Maynard. But the coarse sand is very typical, at least from the limited soil testing I've done in downtown. The next item is about the accessible ramp at the front of the building. So we did provide, we did update that somewhat. We added a handrail detail. This new comment mentions, you know, we need to do not include overhang in the clear path of the ramp. So to confirm that. I haven't really had a chance to look into this, but that will be provided on any revised plan set. Number 4 this was a comment. Related to the draining of the site onto the town walkway, so of course that is an existing condition. As we've discussed with the board, you have pervious pavers proposed, which will reduce. That runoff to some extent. And we are seeking the board approval to maintain that existing condition, but, you know. While recognizing we are aiming to improve it with the pervious pavers. Number 5. We did provide a demolition plan. So that's a separate plan sheet. It really is just identifying. Remove this sidewalk, remove this asphalt. Remove this generator, and then later plan sheets are more specific about, we're rebuilding the sidewalk, we're putting pervious pavers here. Things of that nature. So that's the third plan sheet, I believe.
Regarding the demo work. Did I notice that some of it includes on. On Acton Street, the driveway of the adjacent house, is that correct? You're redoing the sidewalk through that driveway?
Yes. So there's a concrete patch in that driveway right now. That sort of lines up at the natural point where. We would, you know, at the property line where you'd end the sidewalk reconstruction, it'd be a very awkward spot where. That house would sort of end up with a half new, half old driveway. It makes sense to just extend that sidewalk replacement work so that it's all uniform heading down towards the intersection. Blend it all. Comment number 6 is about the location and size of the utilities, so there was some labeling that we were able to add. There's a follow-up comment saying that some of that information is still missing, so I will look into that. That's on the water main on Acton Street. We're not proposing a connection there. We might not have that information. That might be why it's not provided, but I need to look a little bit deeper to confirm. Comment number 7. Is about the slope of the sidewalk, so we just clarified that more on our detail, we actually replaced the detail. And then adjusted some of our labeling. To specify 1.5% max cross slope of the sidewalk. Regarding the next comment number 8 about. ADA accessibility sidewalk ramps. There's a warning panel at the intersection of Acton and Summer Street that we're now showing. The follow-up comment. States a confirmed reciprocal curb cut is ADA compliant, so. I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit more, but we certainly can confirm that and adjust as may be needed. Comment 9. We fixed some hatching, that there's just an area associated with the accessible ramp that was. Passed when it should not have been. Comment number 10. We have proposed realignment of the crosswalk that goes across Acton Street. So right now it's at an angle across the road. And really on the fire station side, the driveway curb cut and the crosswalk curb cut is all just one big curb cut, so we're proposing a separation of those things. We've squared out the crosswalk. Coincidentally, I think it makes the pedestrian crossing signs make a lot more sense because it actually puts them in front of the crosswalk depending on what direction you're traveling. I'd have to show you on a plan in order to communicate that more effectively, but maybe you know what I'm talking about. Comment number 11.
So comment 10, did you need to do anything across the street? On the reciprocal side of that crosswalk, or was that okay?
So we haven't proposed any modification over there, but the other comment that. 8A that Green provided, I think is getting at that, so I'll take another look to confirm. Right now, we're not proposing any modification, but maybe we'll need to modify it, so we are going to look into that. Turning movement from the accessible space, that's comment 11. We did provide that. There's a follow-up comment here. Again, I haven't really looked at these comments until right now. It's really Green saying that it appears feasible, but it is a tight space, and we have talked about that. These spaces are certainly tight. Comment number 12 is about the zoning bylaw requires 9 inches of gravel base and 2.5 inches of bituminous concrete. We are, of course, proposing pervious pavers, so we modified our waiver list. We are requesting a waiver to that zoning bylaw requirement now, which we should have from the start, but Green identified that item, so we added that to our list. Comment 13, Green recommended, so at driveway curb cuts, when you're maintaining the sidewalk grade without dipping down, any driveway that comes in is gonna be at some steeper slope than the sidewalk itself, because of course, has to overcome that curb. Our detail specifies a 15% max. Green recommended a 10% max. I don't think that we need a 10%. 15% I think is navigable across that short distance. We've done this all over the place in Maynard, in surrounding towns. Green's response is essentially that, they recommend a 10, but it's just a recommendation. Trash disposal, this is comment number 14, so we provided some information on the manner in which trash will be disposed of. We do have an enclosure identified behind the building. Basically a shed. I think a lot of you or all of you are familiar with the sheds that the McDonald's build for their dumpsters. So same idea here. There is a follow-up comment from Green about accessing the area, so I think we'll need to just show a turning movement. But I'll have to look into that and we will provide a response to that comment. Number 15 is related to really the dimensions of the parking lot, 24-foot aisle width. As we've discussed, it's a tight spot. We're trying to get as many spaces on the site as we can. So we have requested a waiver to this requirement. And then we did provide a dimension on the plan. Number 16 is about snow removal. It'll need to be trucked off. There's nowhere to store any snow on the site. Number 17. Is regarding the one-way delivery and loading area. We provided a response saying it will be constructed in accordance with the driveway detail. We didn't get a response to that, but Green confirmed the response. The next few comments are on the photometric plan, which I really don't have any ability to speak on beyond what has been provided by the lighting consultant.
May I just ask, Jim, would you mind just summarizing the comments on the photometric plan briefly?
Yeah, basically all the comments were to confirm that it met dark sky compliance, and basically each one was related to that. So they, based on the responses and what they provided as supplemental information, it does seem that it meets dark sky compliance and your regulations. If you want me to go into more detail, I can too.
No, that I think that summarizes it just fine. Who's your lighting consultant? Remember?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you able to get them involved just to provide comments on this?
Oh, they responded
Oh, they did?
directly to the Yeah,
Okay.
they actually responded
And
themselves.
so what Paul was saying is you,
He didn't.
I
respond.
can't expand on
Right.
what was provided in the,
Jim, is there anything pending with the photometric responses?
No, they satisfied our comments.
Okay, never mind.
Seacoast Consulting Engine.
Okay, so let's skip all the photometric ones. Those are, we've confirmed those are complied.
works for me. Comment number 25 is a question regarding irrigation. We're not proposing an irrigation system. And we did provide a landscape maintenance plan that basically states the plants only need to be watered for the first 6 months, 1 year. Make sure that they establish, but we aren't proposing any irrigation system as part of this application right now. Comment 26. Regarding landscaping associated with the parking lot, we discussed the limits of paving proposed, the tight space. It's just in relation to the regulation about landscaping parking lots, so we're not asking for a waiver here, it's just board approval is requested, to landscape as we currently have proposed. Comment number, these next few comments are related to stormwater. Comment 27. Basically states that Green believes that our approach to the stormwater design is reasonable and that we haven't provided the calculations because we are reducing impervious area. They feel it's reasonable. We are requesting board approval. Before we came down to the planning board meeting this evening, the Conservation Commission did grant the waivers to the town stormwater bylaw, so they have approved of our approach. They have the stormwater authority in town, but again, we are requesting board approval on that item. There's a couple of comments here related to roof drywall. We aren't proposing a roof drywall. There was an old version of the plan where we did, so I think some wires just got crossed, but that's all been clarified. We provided new everything and Green has confirmed that, there's no erroneous mention of a drywall. I think when these revised materials,
So just to be clear, there's no drywall now,
no drywall,
and that has been approved through Conscom.
yes. Comment number 30 and 30A, which is follow-up, it's related to the test pit, I covered that. 31 is related to the dry well, I covered that. 32 and 32A. We updated the operation maintenance plan for the maintenance of the stormwater system. Green is requested that we note that the joint should be, of the papers should be packing twice annually, so. Really, that's just gonna require us to add another sentence to our O&M document, which will be done. Although it has already. Comment 33 and 33A, that is the waiver that the Conservation Commission just approved earlier this evening. 34 is another comment about the roof drywall, which I've discussed. 35 is regarding the siltation fence. We didn't have a location shown, but we do on the revised plan.
And that's during construction.
That is during construction, yes. 36. We provided a signed operation and maintenance document signed by the applicant. 37. There was a comment regarding providing a landscape maintenance plan. There's a follow-up comment here. Please confirm winter maintenance matches plans and reports. There's a reference to snow stockpiles, but there are no snow stockpile locations. There's also mention of sand, but there should be no sand used due to all the previous pavers. Please revise, so we will address that comment. Comment number 38, so the remainder of the comments are related to traffic. 38 is related to the on-street parking. We have removed that from the revised proposal. Comment number 39. I don't have the traffic comments in front of me. My laptop is also probably going to die at some point, so I'm sorry if I lose this, but obviously Bill has it in front of him. Do you have the traffic comments, Bill?
I probably do. You want to try to pull them up?
If you could, please.
Let's see.
Traffic comments were. Boring.
I have them, if not, I can try to fit that.
Oh, are these traffic comments different than what's on the review comments?
That spreadsheet we were just looking at?
Yeah.
No, that document just references this other letter.
Ah.
It's like C traffic
Got it.
comment number 1.
Can we just have peer review?
That would probably
Discuss the
confuse.
one that's still outstanding or requires our action, whatever it is.
Yeah, Jim, do you mind?
Yeah, no problem. So it is. Let me see,
Go back
comments.
to which one?
Go back to the list.
Pavers?
No, the list we were just on.
The spreadsheet.
Pull it back up.
Yeah.
Those are my data goes, sorry about that.
Okay, so line number 40 refers to the aisle width being 14 feet wide at the narrowest pinch point between the parking and the back of the building. So, our comment was, we recommend 24-foot aisle widths for two-way traffic. And so, yes, so I think we kind of covered this as a previous comment too, was that basically our recommendation is 24 feet, but they're going to stick with the 14 feet wide. So that's the waiver that they're seeking within that back area for the back parking lot area. So that was 40 and 40A, and then the other one was 42, which is relating to the fire truck, and the fire truck not having actual access on site. It would have to you'd have to pull up, next adjacent to the site and just making sure that we got fire department approval for that. I'm not sure where Paul is with fire department approval. But those are the two remaining open ones, but all the other ones are closed.
Let's go for this last one first. Bill, did the fire department provide any public comments or any comments on this application? And Paul, while he's looking, or Jimmy, did you guys have any conversations with the fire department about this at all?
I have not.
Site access? Okay.
Do we?
I spoke with the fire department, maybe way back when. Fire department looks for a spot that's farther away from the building than you would think. They don't want the truck up against the building. They want it back a lot more than you would think, so the ladder goes up on an angle.
It could absolutely be fine.
So
we
they
just
would-
want to make sure that they had an
Yeah,
opportunity to.
they would just stop on the street.
Let me see, I can't remember if they responded.
Yeah.
I would have put it in if they had.
Do we have a reg saying there has to be site access for a fire truck?
No, but I just want to make sure fire department reviewed and said no comment.
Maybe.
That's all I'm looking for.
We'll, if they haven't provided comment already, well.
Yeah.
I would have sent it to you if I.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it.
I don't, I mean, they were routed out, but I don't,
Usually the chiefs feel good at saying, all set, no comment, but we just, it's one of those things we just want on, you guys want on record.
Yep.
So. Anyway, Bill will look at that. What was, Jim, what was 41, what was 40 again?
40 was the parking behind the building and the aisle width. So the closest pinch point from the rear of the building to the parking space is 14 feet wide. And so they're asking for a waiver for two-way traffic, you know, within the parking lot for that 14 foot wide. Just
does
so
the
that
board
they
have
could.
any-
Yep,
Sorry
maximize
to
the
cut you off,
parking.
Jim.
I was just
does
gonna
it-
say, yeah, just to maximize the parking, but yeah, go ahead.
Does the board have any feedback on that particular item? Any concerns about having, basically one-way traffic through that pinch point?
I mean, given that it's accessing 5 residential parking spaces, I don't have any problem.
Anybody else?
no, I agree. I did not receive a written response from the chief.
Should the applicant reach out, or do you want to reach out?
I'll be happy to reach out.
Since they should, we should have gotten at least something back on the initial application for routing. So it sounds like Bill will reach out first. And it sounds like the board doesn't have any heartburn about a waiver for that pinch point. Okay. May I help, may we use this to help through this? If you scroll back up, there's a couple others that required, planning board input. If we, 33 looks like it was covered by Conscom, as I recall. Keep going up. And 27 is also, the stormwater report.
Correct.
What are we being asked?
Can you
What do you think?
scroll up to 27?
I think if Concom was good with 33, they'd be good with 27.
Yeah,
Similar
I'm
comment.
deferring, I prefer to just defer to Conscom, they reviewed this in detail. I don't think this requires, what I'm saying is it's not requiring our input on that item. 26 is landscape. About screening. Given the constraints of the site. Where exactly Jim, were you thinking screening would be helpful on the site? Northeast, west, south?
So the regs mentioned to have screening for parking, like a minimum amount of screening. I just don't know if it's really feasible for the site, just because it's so tight and they're trying to maximize all the parking. So, you know, I made the comment as, you know, there's a regulation for it, but I'm not sure how feasible it is given they're keeping the existing building and there's limited room for additional landscaping.
We have screening between the site and the adjacent residential properties, is that correct?
There's a bunch of trees there.
Jim, I gave you, you can share it just on now.
I think they're on the neighbor's side of the trees.
There's two residential properties, there's one on Summer Street,
Right.
and I'm blanking on what's there.
Is there a fence?
Oh, okay,
It's on Summer Street, there's like a retaining wall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're on the low side. So the new parking surface is proposed to go right up, same limit, keep the wall where it is, not touch the top.
Personally, I'm fine with the landscaping improvements at the front of the building, at the intersection. Are pleasant enough to me to overcome the fact that there's not really any space on the rest of the site.
we haven't received a comment from those neighbors, so. But I presume if the neighbors were complaining that you guys would find a way to help out.
Yes.
Okay. And then on the other side, on the Acton Street side of it, it's some quantifiably undefinable landscape of trees. Have you had any discussions with the neighbors at all?
Excuse me?
Have you had any discussions with the neighbors?
No, the two houses just sold
On the
on
Summer
Summer
Street side.
And the other one I rapped on his door a couple of times. I don't know if I shouldn't say he rapped on their door. No one's there. I don't know if it's a rental or somebody owns it.
Did you buy them?
No, I didn't buy him because.
We didn't know they were.
That'll solve your parking problems.
Missed opportunity.
Not everybody wants to sell to us.
Yeah,
Sold fence.
they did sell fast, yeah.
One day,
Oh, wow.
500 each.
I don't think I understood
Great.
15 the first time it was described. Did you understand that?
What are we talking about?
Width is required for 90-degree parking.
15, did you say?
Yeah, number 15.
Bill, can you scroll to 15?
15?
And Jim, can you just describe the thinking on your comment on 15 again?
Yeah, it might be easier to show it on the plan. Could you bring up the plan? Like the layout plan in the top right corner, there's
Jim.
turning movements. Yep.
Possible for you to share screens and
Yeah.
and so you can walk through it?
Yeah, no problem.
You can share now, Jim.
Okay, great. So, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So it's related to these parking spots. You can see the turning movement actually encroaches a little bit onto the spot. And then this one, it's not encroaching, but it's very close to encroaching. So typically you have 24 feet if you have a 90-degree parking spot between, in the aisle here as well. So this is again a reduced aisle. And this is supposed to be a parking spot. So that's the waiver that they're seeking, is to have reduced aisle width here.
For the one parking spot.
Yeah.
Does the board have any thoughts on this particular item?
That should have to be a compact parking spot.
Yeah, the vehicle in the turning movement is also 19 feet long. Which there are plenty of vehicles that long. My car isn't, but just.
Wow, very many 19s. His truck maybe, but.
I have no concern about this.
I'm fine with the one spot being the way it is.
Well, we have this up. Can I ask a question about that watch for turning vehicle sign? I didn't really understand its placement and purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. Jim, since you have your screen shared, did you go to the area on Summer Street where we have that proposed? So this is where there's a parallel space by the sidewalk. What is this, parking space 7? So.
Zoom in more.
Thank you.
This
So
guy.
the back of this spot is obviously very close to the edge of the sidewalk. At a meeting some time ago, we had talked about proximity of that. So, this is what we propose to address that concern. Providing some sort of bump, physical obstruction. A wall would be extremely awkward. I don't think it would look very good. Some sort of curb stop is not gonna prevent the back end of your car that hangs over your tire from going into the sidewalk. You can see, from what I've seen being out there, we proposed this sign because downtown, 31 Main Street, we did something similar where the building is blocking, any pedestrian from seeing cars exiting the driveway. Felt this is similar, so this is what we propose to address that problem. So that sign would be for pedestrians, not for the drivers.
So that's for people walking south on Summer Street and the car parked in number 7 might block the view of the car exiting the driveway, is that the deal?
It's really to alert the pedestrian walking south that a vehicle in space 7 might back up into the sidewalk. From the perspective of for parking space 7, it's gonna function similar to any parking lot. You go to Market Basket, you park back out of your spot. I hope everyone's looking. So for the vehicle, I see it's very similar to any parking lot. For the pedestrian though, they may not be expecting that as much because they're walking down the sidewalk. They're not in a parking lot, so maybe they're not as alert. Therefore, we propose this sign.
There's no fence or anything that prevents parking spot 7 from seeing or having line of sight, right?
There is a wall there, but it's not very
But I
tall.
thought it discontinued.
It's. Yeah, it's shorter and shorter and then it ends. We have to. Yeah, I mean, this is really the end of the wall. Right, so this is just like a curve. This last one, that's basically in line with the front of the house.
So I need a bollard at the end of that space, blocking the sidewalk, or you might consider just rotating space 7 and maybe even space 8, 90 degrees and shifting the driveway down a little bit. And then they're parallel instead of perpendicular to the sidewalk.
We could do that, so you mean just like we have proposed for the,
Yeah, 7 would look like 5.
yeah.
I don't know if it makes much difference, but or just put a little 4-inch bollard at them.
Yeah, I agree, a ball or some sort of barrier there.
I gotta see.
This is labeled.
We're working. It's all. We've got a regular USB.
It's fine. I'll survive. Thanks, Bill.
Is there something preventing a bollard or something similar going in?
What do you think?
It'd be the safest, it sounds like it might be the safer choice. You don't have to clog up signage that people won't read anyways.
Yeah, we can do that.
Jim, any advice on the conversation of installing a bollard right adjacent to the sidewalk?
My only concern would be if parking space 8 is taken. I guess they wouldn't need to back out because it is a parallel parking spot, so they
But it's
shouldn't
not
need to
supposed to
enter.
be,
So they
it's
should be able
supposed to
get out.
be. So 7 does not abut the curb cut. It abuts a curb in the new plans, right?
Yes.
Right, so. It's not like 7 should be able to drive straight out
Right.
because it would go over a curb. We just want to make sure it's not inadvertent. Jim, are you following me?
Yeah, this curve right here should continue, right?
Yes,
You're saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, the sidewalk would be higher, and then you have your transition piece going down to the driveway.
and then a bollard adjacent to the panel that has curb.
Yeah. Right. Right here. Yeah, no, I think that makes sense to protect the pedestrians.
We can have that.
Sounds like everyone agrees. All right, what's next on the the list that is. Thank you, Chris. Scroll up. Well,
So,
all I had is just a waiver.
yeah, this is to use the pervious pavers.
Yeah, 12 can just get it to the waiver list.
Yep.
I don't think, yeah, I mean, it's essentially not applicable, but just add it to the waiver list. It's also complete.
And
All
then,
right, that was all one. Board,
Yep.
Jim, anything else that requires our input right now, that you think? Particularly the yellow ones?
No, I don't think so. I think Bill already kind of agreed with this comment with the reciprocal curb cut. And it sounds like, you know, test pits were done. We just need to get the information back to confirm it, and then you know, clear path for this. Just needed a dimension. I'm sure that they're meeting it. We just wanted confirmation. And then the trash enclosure, I just want to see how that's going to work, just because the trash enclosure is back here and the handicap parking spot is here. So does this handicap parking spot need to be empty in order for them to access it? And you know, how is that going to work? You know, is the trash dumpster like linear in this direction, where like do they have to pull it out? Or I wasn't sure how the trash enclosure was going to work exactly.
So my point of view, I don't think we can close tonight. I'd rather see these things buttoned up, but I'm not seeing or hearing much challenges at all remaining. Does that sound about right to the board?
I wonder about that truck on the roof,
What about it?
the architectural view.
Well, we can talk about that, but I wanted to get through the engineering comments.
This stuff just seems fun.
Yeah, so I don't see much pending, I don't really see anything pending on the engineering comments, we just need to button it all up. And then I don't wanna close, cause I want time to have fire comment as well. Cause I think you guys should want that, I'm telling you, you guys should want that for the record.
I already sent a request for Jim. So we get that and we get the updated stuff to Jim
Okay,
for the next one, that would be great.
anything else on engineering comments? I'd like to release Jim if we could, so any other questions for Jim?
Yeah, I guess I'm just curious about the long-term suitability of the pervious pavers. If you had thoughts of, are there gonna be challenges with that being able to be maintained and a good material for this location?
So we're waiting to hear back about the test pits results to see the underground soil, but based on what Paul was saying, that the soil seems good for infiltration, which is good. And we're also waiting back to hear about the seasonal high groundwater table, which Paul was saying it's over 2 feet, which is good. So that's good for, you know, the sub base in terms of infiltration and making sure that water doesn't hold within the pervious pavers and actually infiltrates into the ground. So once we get that, we can confirm it. But yes, there are challenges with pervious pavers. And they actually kind of listed them in the stormwater report. I can kind of share my screen too. So there are ways for pervious pavers to fail. That they kind of presented in here was, you know, if there's offsite area or like, you know, it gets a lot of sediment, you know, there is chance of ponding and that not functioning properly. You know, there's possible issues with you know, loss of joint infill and you know, it kind of settling or you know, not functioning properly. And here's some other like, you know, issues that they had to, like improper compacting of subbase can cause, you know, warping within it as well. You know, this also has to do with excessive loading, but these are all personal vehicle cars, so I don't expect, a lot of excessive loading on here or big vehicles to be parked here, so maybe there's less risk of settlement. But yeah, there are, potential issues with pavers long term. They can settle, they can fill up with sediment, they can fail, and so you gotta just really be on them in terms of maintaining them. You gotta vacuum clean them, you gotta refill the in joints, you gotta make sure that they're functioning properly. And really important thing is during winter and like making sure that you don't sand them accidentally. Sometimes that happens. And then also being careful when you plow them because they are brick. So like, if they become disjointed at all, you can rip one out with the plow pretty easily. So making sure that if ones get damaged, they get replaced with new ones. So, there are certain things that kind of go along with the pervious pavers. I don't know if that answers your question, but yes, they can function properly if properly maintained and properly installed correctly, and having adequate separation of groundwater. But long term, you're gonna probably have to replace them. Like anything, you're gonna have to replace asphalt over time too, because that'll fail. Like you'll have to mill an overlay. This might be more costly to the owner to replace though than normal pavement.
Thank you.
I assume conservation had all of those conversations as well.
I believe I did tonight, and I think they were,
Satisfied.
well, I think that their comment last when I asked for it, was that they wanted strict adherence to the O&M manual, which was twice a year.
Yeah.
Back in
So they monitoring that?
Was that one of their conditions?
No, they didn't say that.
I think their condition was follow the O&M. Which is,
The same condition
Okay.
for all of our
yeah,
homes.
I mean, that was one of their early comments, which is why the O&M that you got. Most recently is more robust, it includes all the manufacturer's specs, so.
Any other comments about engineering review? Okay, I believe it's in some of these are in your court just to finalize the responses and then circulate back that to Jim and Bill and myself.
Yeah.
Okay. Jim, thanks for your time.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jim. This meeting will probably be continued until, for 2 weeks, if you and Paul can do anything together to get, offline, just to make sure we can have ample time to review any specific, anything to your satisfaction. We can expedite anything that has to be provided to Jim, so we don't, hopefully we tidy this all up by next.
Yeah, the outstanding things are pretty minor, so
Yeah.
we'll address these quickly.
Okay.
Thanks, Jim.
Yep, thanks.
Okay, we can turn to the architectural renderings. I presume board members have had a chance to look at it.
Yeah.
Any thoughts or feedback on the architectural renderings?
I'm thinking the truck image was really supposed to be a fire truck.
Yeah, excuse me. That's the only thing the architect had that was close to that, but yes, it's supposed to be a fire truck.
Okay.
What did it look like?
It's like a crane or something,
Commercial.
but it's,
Oh,
supposed to be a fire truck.
Oh,
I have a good eye. I didn't
Looks like
catch
a
that
crane.
for
Okay.
months.
Crane's more fun.
Yeah.
Fire trucks more appropriate.
Yeah,
Yes, he didn't.
but I
I
agree.
suppose there's no Maynard fire truck still kicking around, huh?
Yes, there's one in Littleton.
Really?
I looked at it this night, but it's not old.
Oh.
It's.
Not like
it's
the
too
original.
New,
Yeah,
you know, and it's got Maynard Road on it and everything else, but it's like.
Yeah.
You need something old, you know, so I have the real old.
thanks, guys.
See if we can share this. No.
oh. While Bill fumbles through this, does the board have any? Does the board have any other thoughts on the architectural renderings?
No fumbling here, look at that. All right, I know.
So. What's your intention to have how many vehicles on the roof?
A total of 6.
6 on the roof?
Mhm.
It's a lot. It was more than I was expecting.
Will that be part of the exhibit or people will be able to go look at them up there?
They're on the drawings.
No, he said they plan to use it for the people coming to visit the museum,
Yes,
so people can go up there and see them.
no, they can't go up there, see them to the street.
Yeah. It was a good question. I didn't, that would be pretty cool, but that's probably a liability.
Right. Up to
They're gonna be
6.
hollowed out and stuff. They're
Oh.
not,
Uh,
you know,
Yeah, it's just like a
the
exterior.
frame,
show.
yeah, there are originals, but.
If someone brings their crane though, they could go look at
They
them.
could, you can see it before they go up.
Exactly.
Or a drone.
Yeah, or a drone, sure, or like
Um,
a very tall person.
the only question I have, I don't remember in the, when you did the RFP, there was 1 or 2 trucks on there.
The same.
They're the same.
There was a load of them. right?
Yeah.
Six of them.
Same.
So this is in line with the RFP and the DA?
Yes,
I don't.
very same.
The only real changes since the RFP are probably the ramp. We didn't include engineering, obviously, and the landscape plan, so most of this is, and some of the interiors shift around a little bit.
No, that's important to us.
Yeah, the rest of it.
Just from a,
6 cars, so.
from a practical standpoint, how are you securing them to the roof?
Tying them down through into the bar joists.
Okay,
There's bar joists and the 32-inch, this thing is built like it's government built in 1955, it's overkill,
It's solid.
this crazy steel is.
Great. We just had a tornado in Stone.
Yes.
I don't hear that.
You have a point, because there's no engine or transmission or anything in
Yeah,
the
they-
cars.
I mean,
They have to be light,
you
yeah.
say, you say they're gonna be light, but also light may be challenging for other reasons. So yeah, I'm just curious, so you,
They'll be bolted down.
So they-
Chained down,
okay, and attached to to the roof structure
Yeah.
itself.
the roof structure.
And is there an engineer involved with that?
Yes,
Okay, so my advice is to have them sign off on it and
yes,
stamp it, so it's their liability.
right.
Was that you, Paul?
No.
It was actually.
Oh, we'll get some other sucker to do that.
Yeah,
This,
we would have asked him though.
this is, you're not structured.
No,
No, he's not,
Yeah,
I don't want anything to do.
not yet.
No, they don't trust.
He likes vehicles on the ground.
Yeah,
Well, how many vehicles are gonna be in the museum? So you're gonna have, how many can that fit?
A lot. We
And
didn't
then
count
there'll be
the
an
spaces.
additional 6 shells on
Yeah.
top.
Yeah, we didn't count the spaces yet, but.
Yeah.
it'll be very fast.
okay. Any other comments on the architectural drawings? Okay, for the museum, we need to talk about hours of operation and stuff like that,
We
right?
should talk
We
about
went
ours.
over all this with
that's an RFP.
well, in the yard.
Kathy?
Okay.
So we went,
There's a DA, right?
yes, there's a DA,
Okay, we do need to enter that into the planning board record.
yeah,
The RFP.
Yeah, well, no, just the hours of operation and stuff like that.
The development agreement.
Yeah. So generally, what are they gonna be?
I can't remember what we landed on this.
Well, we landed on that we have an app.
But the hours of operation are like Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 or something like
But
that. I
you
don't
wanna-
remember if it was that long. But it's not gonna be manned, what he's trying to get at is it's not gonna be manned by a person the whole time. There will be someone there. Some of the time, a lot of the time, I don't know, it depends on what he's doing. But it will be controlled by some sort of like self-entry system where you can sign up to go see and will be guided. And monitored like cameras and stuff like that, but there will be hours in which people can access the museum within this system. And for Maynard residents, it will be free. And for others, there'll be like a small dollar or something, I don't know what the,
I think
It's gonna be-
I think we settled on a donation.
a donation, so wherever the money we get, we're gonna donate it. Blue Wonders or something,
No,
I forget, yeah, maybe it was,
the arts or something.
yeah,
But we
Yeah,
have
I
it
read
all,
that a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it said.
we have it all spelled out.
yeah,
And
it's
we have-
definitely in the development.
We have to stick by
I
that.
don't know if I-
Nothing early or late? I presume,
You want?
nothing early or late?
No,
I
no,
don't
hours?
think so,
No.
no, cause,
you won't be able to go there at 12 o'clock at night.
Okay,
no, yeah,
that's what we're getting. We're just talking, I'm just looking at impact,
Yes,
making sure, and I knew the answers to the questions, but,
it's like no business act.
yeah, okay.
This is not a professional comment, but you should consider being open for like Maynard Fest or like, you know,
Yeah.
other
Yes.
things.
Of course.
People will like that.
Yeah.
definitely.
They'll love it.
Yeah, they will.
Or Maynard Fest or something, oh my god.
Oh, he'll be so proud. Wait.
Bill, what are we missing here? So we've talked through engineering comments, we have a good plan, we're gonna get that finalized by the next meeting.
That's right, I'm just,
We have-
well.
We have the fire department we want just to get on
Take
record.
care of it, we'll see, I asked her just to confirm one way or the other, and I had sent it to her whenever we originally. Now, I just thought I would pull up the RFP if any weeks, and I'll incorporate the RFP in the, decision along with the memorandum, or the, development, oh, there it is. Here's the, which was it in, Jackie, you said the details?
The development agreement, but I couldn't be, so.
I don't-
Everything was in the.
First, so I'll make decisions. What is, let's see.
Good stuff's at the beginning.
There's been a couple of amendments to this, but nothing to do with hours or anything like that. Did you, about the Maynard residents would be free, is in here too, or is that you just mentioned that?
No, that was in there. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right, I would have to look at it, so. If you saw it, then.
I saw it and I didn't see anything else, so
Oh,
my kids are very excited to go.
Oh,
I'm excited to it.
that popped in the first question.
Chris, the thing that might be, what might be helpful to speed things up too, if would be if we went through the criteria,
Right,
special permit.
right, and we do need to finish the conversation about. The public, the contribution of, originally was parking spaces on the roadway. Which is challenging for many reasons. We talked about removing meter heads, which I believe DPW. Said would be challenging for other reasons, so we do need to find a way to meet that criteria.
Here it is. Okay, I'm sorry, Chris, I didn't interrupt. I have the.
No,
Can
no,
you
just,
zoom in?
I'm just saying, we need to meet
Yeah,
the criteria, for what we were discussing.
so this is, let's see, we got, just 7 days a week, 6 hours a day. Free access for students, representative of the museum. May employ an automatic, I didn't,
And the residents shall not be charged an admission price, museum, non-residents charge $5. And we will, the cultural district is where
Yes.
that money will go.
Cultural district enhancement fund.
I didn't know they had one. Local artist space. Oh, such as the culture district.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's a downtown enhancement fund, that's what they, because that's what they call it, they fell under it after that, so it's downtown enhancement fund. Unless I'm mistaken, I'll double check here.
Okay.
Is. I think that's what they mean, but I can tell you that, so that would be just be donated to the fund, okay.
So,
Local artists exhibit will.
Yeah.
Can you guys see that it's big enough here? We haven't even gone through this, but. That's nice with the interior and exterior exhibit space for local artists and collaborate. Art collaborators, including but not limited to art space. And then this was one thing that we never did discuss, if we want town owned wayfinding sites, with the landscaping or cultural district or whatever. Which is the location is including the sign.
That digital sign got removed from the DA.
I don't think,
It did.
yeah, I wasn't, I'm not as that familiar with the DA, I didn't work on that, but so Jackie and Jimmy can tell you.
so,
That you good with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that contain, there's a couple of things there that the board might wanna, I mean. You know, we're just as good as you're aware of, specifically regarding the admission.
instead of parking spots on the roadway, instead of contributing to improving meters and other sort of aspects of helping out with downtown. Other applicants have provided just a one-time monetary donation. We've done this for the Domino's and for
Yeah,
some of the marijuana shops and a few others. Would that be amenable to you guys? This would be donating to what's called the Downtown Enhancement Fund.
Any idea the amount?
Let's see, we've had applicants range from $500 to $10,000 so far. The 500 was for the very, very tiny micro marijuana shop. No, the $500 was for for Ertz Place?
Yes, for it.
Or Ertz Place.
A small 2-unit or something like that. I forget what, do you remember what the pot shop, the
Yeah, I have
marijuana
it.
establishments?
Yeah, I have them all here if you want.
Sure.
Let me read.
What was Domino's?
Yeah, there's, they were $2,000. We based, I have a worksheet here based on square footage or number of units. For residential, I can just go through them if you like. I can do
No.
this, go on. I just made, it's just a.
Would,
Yeah,
would,
worksheet.
would,
go along, yeah.
what's that?
We'll go along with it, but $3,000.
Would 5K, I think 5K would, I think. Match and be equitable with other establishments.
That's good.
Cause I don't want an establishment coming up saying, why did they get? Why did they get less from that? I'm trying to balance it, you know?
Yeah. That's fine.
Okay. So so the,
5,000.
for the board, would 5,000 be the reasonable contribution? And this would this would, the other part of the contribution. Well, anyway, I think,
Yeah, the museum itself should help.
what's that?
It being a museum, that should help too, get you, I think, get you off the hook. We'll give you $5,000, but I think the museum.
So your argument is the museum is part of a contribution too?
Yeah.
Okay,
With the $5,000.
what does the board think?
24 Main Street is those condos. How many condos are there in? There's 6 or something? Right?
Mm,
5?
there's more, I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Five. That was 5. yeah.
That was 5.
Which
There's
one?
$4,000, so that seems, 24 Main Street. I'm just trying to remember.
Which one was that?
I don't know, it's on your list.
Oh.
Oh, that was the 7 trees. Okay.
That's Rise.
Oh,
was Rise.
So it's right next to.
oh yeah, so it's Rise, right?
Seven.
Yeah, right next to.
Right.
And-
That was before we had the downtown.
Yeah, well, they did
enhancement
that, yeah, and we
Yeah.
had them do the wayfinding.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm okay with $5,000 and them doing. Wayfinding locations if the. Select board wants it.
What is,
In the development agreement, it references being able to install wayfinding signs.
They
Okay.
wanted to put like a downtown cultural district sign. On the site,
Okay.
and I said, yeah,
so in conglomerate, there's a museum, there's wayfinding, that's gonna be the contribution and 5K towards the enhancement fund.
and I think the criteria, you know, everything with the walkability. And the experience, the enhancement of the experience, the museum. And the bonus that for residents, it's free.
Yeah.
For the donation to the fund keeps
I think that package justifies it for sure,
Yeah.
so. Now
I
we
think-
don't have to talk about. Parking, any other parking stuff.
I think it's great. Unrelated to you guys. While I appreciate the downtown enhancement fund. I would prefer if we could also find concrete things sometimes that could actually happen. And I find it frustrating.
But you can with the down on something,
Yes,
anybody can,
we can't.
why?
I'm just saying, I would like, I don't want that to be our only option. Going forward.
Oh, what's, what are the board's plan? Yeah, it's just an yeah, but I mean, so far as how it's utilized,
Yeah.
sometimes this board. We said, like, for example, we did the tree wells. Or we did the hanging flower pots or whatever it was. You can do that, but people are free to apply. For the fund, so
Yeah.
if there is a specific idea downtown benches or whatever it may be. I mean, that option is there too, but if you wanted a specific project, like some of the projects have lent themselves to an improvement, like when we.
No, what I'm
How
just
do we
saying
get a
is,
specific project?
then I will be applying for those funds to get
Right.
parallel parking spaces and to get parking meters removed.
You could do that, or
Right.
you could, well, here, I mean, you could do that, but Bill, no, you could still, if you wanted an amenity. You know, or specific, if it makes sense, we could do that too, I'm doing. The options are there, it's
That's,
flexible.
sorry.
This
Yeah.
is Natalie's frustration. She wants the EDC and the business council downtown and other entities that are involved. To have some concrete ideas
Right,
that we could have applicants that are very willing to contribute. That's,
it would be great if the planning.
I said that and not Nat.
Yeah, if the planning board had a representative on the EDC, wow, that would be so good.
And by the way, I just
My
have,
point is, I'm just saying, the parking meters are a concrete plan that has already been approved in other parts of town. This is not reinventing the wheel. This could have happened. So. It's just frustrating.
So let's apply for it and then we'll get a contract from Jimmy to remove
Perfect.
so we'd be happy to.
that's right.
for $5,000.
Yeah.
Perfect.
No, not anything though, but yeah, you know, talk to people, figure out what you want.
What was the?
Yeah, are we
So, for example, that's what I have seen.
I think the definition is fine. I think maybe there's a way to do this with the bylaw.
So the battery engine storage systems of greater than 15 kilowatts shall not be located. Of greater than the water supply production.
Which allows people who have them in their garage.
Yeah.
15 kilowatts.
Typically people.
Yeah, I mean, that's small, that's not large.
And then
Even 15 is pretty large for residential.
Yeah,
But we can get point C.
we can adjust that.
If it's 15 kilowatts, you want it within a water restricted area? If you have a fire there, what are you gonna do?
Well, we're gonna change it again in the spring.
Mostly so that people who already have residential ones won't suddenly be.
There's some number, we don't know what the number is.
Nobody's gonna try and install a commercial one for 15 kilowatts, so that's our concern. At the moment. Who knows what's in town already? The
Yeah,
wiring inspector?
and how big is the, this, water supply protection district? Is it all around the wells?
2/3 of the town.
Yeah, it's
2/3 of the
yeah,
town.
pretty expansive.
It's like 3/4 of an
We have 3 well fields, and so, you know.
Yeah.
They're not circles, but if you draw concentric circles, or draw circles around those 3 well fields, it takes up a good amount of time. I'm fine, I think that definition probably works, what Bill said, what I'm sure,
15.
the way you said it.
Let's see, this one was just done, and this is, this is kind of what we use as a model. Tier 1, they do it by tiers here. Applicability, zoom in. You see that?
Oh, you found that. Scroll up. Scroll up.
Ooh, they say. Capacity greater than 20 kilowatt.
Low, sodium nickel. Lithium ion is the typical now, right? So 30 is their number.
Well, is it really number 2 where it says tier 1 versus tier 2 is greater than or less than 1 megawatt hour?
I think it just means megawatt. But the watt doesn't spell with an H, so.
Megawatt hours.
It's
So there's
power, not
there's
energy.
another battery greater than 10. The lithium ion is 30. So, I mean, this thing's gonna be on the books for 6 months, so. Let's just pick a number.
I think 15 is fine. 15 small systems.
15 is a whole house backup. Average size.
Which is the only thing I can imagine they're currently being.
Right.
Would you be able to charge a car to that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Where'd you get it? Ford Lightning?
Where's Julia?
Ford Lightning can be less. than-
Where's Julia?
Yeah.
I think a Ford Lightning would be less.
I mean, because I could run this.
Right.
I think if you're good with that, 15 sounds good to me. Maybe we just put it for that one. And then we're gonna refine the other one, Chris and me and Zoe.
Because based on this one, we have to make thresholds at some point anyways.
Okay, let's open it up for public comment. No folks here in the room, Bill.
There's only,
Is there anyone on,
actually,
any folks online?
Katie was on.
What did we say, 15 kilowatts? Yeah, that's
Get
like
it back.
like a fifth of the size of our car battery. So if our car goes up, you're in a lot worse shape than. Yeah, Meg's car is 82 kilowatt hours.
Maybe to park far away from
You already know. So can I get a recommendation? Can I make an application?
So what do we want to do, guys?
For the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Then we can write something more specific.
Good?
Yeah. Make a motion that addition with that.
Alright. I'll make a motion to recommend this to select board or to town meeting. I'll make a motion to recommend the proposed bylaw amendment to town meeting for the fall of 2025
With the change discussed tonight.
with the amended discussion tonight.
The two bylaw. With what?
Oh, for both sections 9.2 and 11 of battery and energy storage systems.
No second.
All in favor, please raise your hand. 5-0 to send the town meeting. Okay, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing for this bylaw amendment. All in favor to close the hearing, please raise your hand. 5-0. Close. Bill, let's open up the next public hearing. This is for the zoning bylaw amendment, section 2.2 of the overlay districts. This is a planning board initiative. To amend section 9. Or to amend section 2.2 of the zoning bylaws by adding the Powder Mill overlay district to the listing of the overlay districts in section 2.2. Billy, would you like to explain?
Yeah, it's literally just a, this is just, what this is doing is adjusting, our bylaws, in the beginning, the zoning bylaws section, it's just lists what overlay districts are included, in town. And it's just to add the Powder Mill overlay district to it. Show you, it's probably easier. So right here. Section 2.2 is that. Right here. You see that? What if we put it down to that?
Okay. Is that it? Okay, noting that there's no members of the public online in the room, so there's no public comment at the end. Any questions from the board? Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the zoning bylaw amendments of section 2.2 to add the overlay district as discussed. Second. All in favor, please raise your hand. 5-0 to approve the amendment. Sorry, to recommend to town meeting. Yeah. Let's open up, we have to close the public hearing. Let's close the public hearing for this proposed bylaw amendment.
I'll second that.
All in favor to close the hearing, please raise your hand. It's 5-0 to close the hearing. Let's open the hearing. Public hearing for the zoning bylaw amendment for the DOT parking requirement. This is another planning board initiative to update section 9.4 of the downtown overlay district by making certain changes. And Bill, would you like to walk us through these changes?
Yeah, well, who's Bill? There's actually no contrast.
Okay, well, someone can walk us through the changes.
The changes. Bill, you want to explain how it happened and I'll pull it up? Sure. You go to section 6.1. Parking. Parking table showing the residential requirements. There. multifamily of 4 or more units, 1 per studio, 1.25 per 1 bedroom, 1.5 per 2 bedroom, 2 per 3 bedroom. So probably 2 years ago, we made that change. It used to be like, 2 per bedroom or something. And we made that change to make it depending on the size of the bedrooms, type of bedroom. And that now applies townwide. What we forgot to do is update it in our special DOD district requirements. Which when they were first done, were less restrictive than townwide, and now we're more restrictive. So we're just saying, let's just delete the special DOD district requirement and just go by the townwide requirement.
Are the rest of these DOT district parking requirements listed less restrictive than this?
Then 6.1, yes. Okay. Don't ask if they're less restrictive than the PMOD's supposed. It's essentially, because in the DOD, we just refer back to it. For consistency, so.
Any questions from the board?
No.
Again, noting there's no one here in the room to provide public comment, and Bill, you just check to make sure there's still no one online. Noting there's no one else online to have public comment cannot be entered. I will make a motion to recommend the proposed bylaw amendments to town meeting.
I'll second that.
All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. It's 5-0 to approve for town meeting, Bill. I'll make a motion to close the public hearing. All in favor to close the public hearing, please raise your hands. It's 5-0 to close the public hearing.
And that is all I have for.
Okay, meeting minutes, short one.
No.
You did it?
The minutes.
Yeah, no, I meant that's all we have.
Great. Planner update.
They are things. First is, Paul Bancroft is trying to discuss, and we're still change made today. Recommendation DPW and myself. I did speak briefly with Chris, in between the, we have the public parking lot now. We have, and then the, parking lot for the private. There was to be, there was a fence that was proposed to go in between. When we looked at it, it seemed that it was going to be more, it was going to do more damage than good and not look good. And the reason is, there's only like the sidewalk, it's not wide enough where it's gonna be getting banged into. It seemed kind of superfluous now that it's built. They're clearly separated, the parking lots. So what we did was we talked to the developer, and we'll do 2 seasons. And if we want fence in, if they think it's worth it, we're gonna do it. The more we looked at it, we were over there today, this term, it wouldn't be good. So far as we told the, well, that's that, basically. It looks nice over there. I also confirmed, one of you asked me, I think, I thought they had, but I did confirm that everything's gonna be downcast, lighting for any of the stuff there. It's very, very nice. It's gonna be really cool. They've already rented 3 or 4 of them, units, 3 of those units, and they're anticipating completion at the end of September. And there's 3 affordables in it, and the rest are market rate. So very cool. Next planning board meeting, as I said, we're gonna have a road diet presentation. I'm bringing a consultant in from Beta so we can talk about it. I'm gonna invite, I'm gonna make it like a public meeting, so we'll have that before June meeting. So it should be rapid now. It should be really interesting and fun. So we'll and we have some options. A couple of you have seen this stuff because we're working on some beginnings. So there'll be some ideas and possibilities to do in the future. The last thing is, so Bill, what's the purpose of that meeting? What's the outcomes? Is it just That's the
Yes.
starting of public process, that's the end of it. That's exactly it. So the meeting included one presentation. And we were trying to think where's most effective and where can it be? Because they're not, this is not saying this is what's happening. This is all imagining and giving food for thought. And I think it's they're pretty good concepts on there. So it'll be kind of like we did with the Veterans Memorial Park. It's like a smorgasbord. You can look and see what you think. And since this board will be involved with a lot of stuff downtown, I thought it was a really logical place to start. Well, I'm gonna invite all the other boards, of course. I'm gonna give a 5 minute or a 10 minute, why. Why traffic calming is desirable in that area based on, some stuff that I've collected. And then the rest will be beta, we'll be giving, a presentation online.
What's the outreach to the abutters?
What butters?
Everybody who lives and owns a store there? I mean,
Yeah, I'm preparing it right now, so we're gonna, you know, I can't say exactly. I would say that we're going to put it on the, of course, on the website, we'll circulate it, the flyer, have a flyer that'll go out tomorrow. We'll put it on I'll put it on the, Maynard, the Voice, the new publication's got a lot there. We have a mailing list, we'll send it to. I'm not gonna do like a registered mailing or anything like that, but
Are you gonna tell the Maynard Business Alliance?
Yeah.
You're gonna invite the EDC?
oh yeah.
Can't wait.
Big liar in the town.
Well, the idea
Presentation
is,
was what?
Huh?
How long's the presentation from the consultant? About 20 minutes, I think they said.
yeah. The Q and A, we can, I mean, I didn't tell him, you know, his hour, I thought that's what we allowed.
That's what I'm allowed for the consultant.
So then we cut it off.
Well, it's just, again, they're gonna show you how some stuff, so for example, we have some different widths, we have. A couple of intersection changes, some potential parking changes downtown, loading zones added. Widening the sidewalks, narrowing of the street, and. You know, these are all things you can look at and think about as we move forward, so it'd be pretty exciting.
Is there there's no decisions being made by the planning board on this?
This is just a presentation of, based on, I needed to start somewhere. And I started with the consultant to, we work with DPW and what would potentially work downtown, or some options to improve our do traffic calming and improve our pedestrian and non-motorized vehicle circulation downtown.
So beta's done after the presentation. None of the concepts will be changed or edited post-meeting. The meeting is just to get.
Right.
Into the final set of
Very similar,
concept ideas.
very similar to the way we did the Veterans Memorial Park. It gives us something to build on.
Has DPW seen it? Has DPW seen it? I assume they hate everything.
They like this.
Okay.
You're just not in part of this. And I think that's everything. We've got in town meeting, we've got all that, you know, that's all scheduled, and that's all I got.
It's the water status master plan.
Oh, yeah. I had an idea with the water circulation. Next year, as you know, my plan is to have Zoe work on a year-long update of the master plan. And I thought I'd talk to you guys about an idea that when we update the master plan and we go through the elements, I think we should recognize and tailor some of these initiatives to the idea that, you know, we're gonna have water troubles for a while. And so we might wanna review thinking of that, you know, and of course, we'll keep the stuff, you know, even when we did this originally, our master plan in 2020, we knew that water was critical, and we have stuff. You know, everything is geared about obtaining more water, like you say, the MWRA or whatever the case may be. Obviously, we keep that, but it may be that we alter some of our goals and objectives. We've achieved a lot of them anyway, but I would think we would want to do it with the idea that we don't want to necessarily make it dependent on more water, something to do. So for example, maybe one of our goals is widen sidewalks, sort of, or in certain areas, or redeveloping a specific area of town, or you know, concentrating on things like that. Maybe, you know, infill, where can we cultivate infill development that already has capacity, things like that. So that was kind of what I thought was just a new idea, you know, and I'm trying to find a silver lining with the water, and I thought this might be, you know, we can do some really cool stuff. You know, we have a project coming in at the former Epsilon buildings to be coming in soon, a little mixed use, little 4-unit mixed use on the Epsilon
That's the property,
parcel, triangle.
yeah, the old mechanic shop adjacent to.
Parking lot.
Right.
Starting to build.
Maynard Pizza and Bar.
The triangle one
It's
next to
funny,
the
triangle.
trail.
Think what an opportunity.
big rain barrel.
So Maynard Pizza and Bar, if you're looking at it to the left, there's a old one-story CMU.
Looks like a concession stand.
Old gas station.
Old mechanic gas station.
12 or 19 parking spaces in a long triangle.
Just
Across from the
nothing.
Which is a real trail.
Yep.
So this will give us, if you think about it, once that's done, Main Street, it's looking better. I mean, little by little better. It's looking better, and better. So I'm thinking like, okay, so maybe we look at where it does look good or wherever, and what amenities we possible. Maybe we do some different grants and stuff. But the point is, I want to turn chicken poop to chicken soup if we can. Probably just not the best analogy, but. Yeah, it's called chicken.
He's just talking about the parking meters.
It's
Just an analogy.
what?
Right, is that it?
Isn't that enough?
I think so. Okay, I'll make a motion to close the meeting. All in favor to close the meeting, please raise your hand. 5-0 to close the meeting. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Good morning.